Chia.
You don't want to be every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. While I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who's coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches, won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
Are you ready? Okay. We'll just do it live. We always doing it live, baby. Live. The roll in the undercut. No editing involved around here, ladies and gentlemen. I say what I say and I say what I mean. I have a stutter and I don't care how to use it. Oh, I know. Simmer down now, you hear? And now, Mike's thoughts. We're about to have a little discussion that might ruffle some feathers. But it's time to give a different perspective on the most debated quarterback in the NFL history. That is the man, the myth, the legend, Tom Brady. Yes, the GOAT, the man that has 7 Super Bowl rings. But here is the thing. His first 6 Super Bowl wins, not exactly the stuff of what legends are made of. Now, hear me out. Brady is a solid quarterback, no doubt about it. But in those early Super Bowl victories with the New England Patriots, he exactly wasn't playing hero ball. He was more of a game manager, someone who didn't make the big mistakes, but wasn't necessarily the driving force behind those championships either. If we're just being honest, guys, Brady was heavily carried on an elite team, one of the best coaches in NFL history, and a defense that did a lot of heavy lifting. Now, let's be real for a second. In those early Super Bowls, the Patriots defense was the star that kept games close by giving Brady the opportunity he needed. And let's not forget Bill Belichick, a coach whose tactical genius and ability to adjust on fly were key in those victories. Brady wasn't the dominant force as we know him today. He wasn't putting up crazy stats. He wasn't throwing to 400 yards, 5 touchdowns every playoff game. He wasn't the one putting the team on his back. He was a part of a well-oiled machine, and that made sure that the game stayed within reach, letting Brady make just enough plays when needed. Now, I'm not taking away from his incredible career, but those 6 wins previously at New England, those weren't Brady single-handedly carrying them. They were about an all-team defense, a legendary coach, and a quarterback who did a job without making costly mistakes. That's what his early game was, a game manager. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. He did his part and he did it well. Let's not get carried away with the narrative that Brady is the reason for those early championships. He was the right man in the right system what helped him win. Now, as his career progressed, obviously Brady truly hit his stride. Then when he saw the transformation, but those first 6, let's not forget that he was a part of something much bigger than himself. He is not the cream of the crop that everybody wants to make him out to be. He is not the GOAT, but he is still pretty damn good. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it.
This is
Man Hour.
What?
Sport talk.
What?
Man Hour. Sport talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport talk. Man Hour. Sport talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Welcome to Man Hour NFL Talk, your go-to for live, raw, uncut NFL talk, guys. I'm so glad you're here with us today. But before we dive into today's action, let me tell you something a little bit about manhourradio.com. Guys, manhourradio.com, that's the place where you can grab all your exclusive merch, check out the latest blogs, and stay up to date on everything what we're doing here at Man Hour NFL Talk. If you're repping the Man Hour, that is the place to do it. And hey, do not forget to hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel as well, because sharing is caring at the end of the day, and everybody love everybody. It's the best way to stay connected with us and to make sure you never miss a live show. But wait, there is more. If you become a pigskin pundit, guys, that's our only members only community where you get free entry into all of our weekly NFL pick'ems, the giveaways, and of course exclusive merch as well. You'll get also an extra access to extra live streams that only our pigskin pundits get. So if you want the full Man Hour experience, guys, sign up and join the squad today. Become a pigskin pundit. Now, you guys, remember, this is a live stream. This is a live interactive show. So to make sure you comment down below, we want to hear from you. Your thoughts, your opinions, and your hot takes. We're all about that conversation, baby. With that being said, guys, we have been traveling across the NFL landscape. We've done the AFC North. We've done the NFC North. We've done the AFC West. Now we've done the NFC West, but now it is time to get in the nuts and bolts of the AFC, and that is the AFC South, guys. We traveled to the AFC South. We got the Indianapolis Colts. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars. We got the Tennessee Titans, and of course, we got the Houston Texans, guys. We're doing draft grades of the AFC South today, and of course, it's Tuesday, so we got a little bit of Overreaction Tuesday, and then of course, we end every show with a little bit of fact and a little bit of crap. Guys, spoiler alert, this is the pre-recorded live show, but it's still live, raw, uncut NFL talk, guys. I am down in the comments below talking your shit with you. If you are a pigskin pundit, you know where I'm at tonight. We are checking out the new crib, baby. We're getting ready to move into Studio C, hopefully pending. We got a lot of things in the works, some more camera angles, a bigger place. Get into the AFC South talk. Let's jump into today's show, and let's dive right into it. All right, guys, so right off the top, the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans 2020-25 NFL Draft, guys, is officially in the books, and we got some serious moves to talk about. Now, Houston came in without a first-round pick, but that didn't stop the GM, Nick Cascarino, I'm terrible with names, and company from loading up on that talent, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So let's break it down, baby. Day number 2, they had 2 picks. Day 2 picks. Actually, they had more than 2 picks. They had 3 picks, right? This is where the Texans made some noise. Right off the bat, round number 2, pick number 34, wide receiver, former Cyclone and current Texan Xavier Hutchinson. You give CJ Stroud more weapons, that is an easy win, baby. Look for him to make a big impact instantly on that Houston Texans roster. Then at pick number 48, they go offensive tackle Ariante Irsiri, right? Siri, guys, I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get better. But he's an offensive tackle from Minnesota. Now, this move, right? I thought he was on a fringe of being a first rounder. I thought he should have been a first round pick. Trading up to secure him here was smart for the Houston Texans. You can't invest enough in protecting your franchise quarterback, aka CJ Stroud. And then round number 3. They brought in some more Iowa State wide receiver action, Jalen Knoll at pick number 79. This is a slot guy, shifty, strong hands, and again, giving CJ Stroud more options to keep things familiar. And do not sleep on cornerback Jalen Smith from USC at pick number 97 as well. He's versatile, a physical corner, and who can route inside or out. Texans added grit and depth here, guys. I love this pick. Day number 2 grade, it's a big fat A+. There's no hesitation about it. They nailed each and every pick. They got 2 great wide receivers. They got an offensive tackle that should have been in the first round, and they got quite possibly the most physical cornerback in all of the NFL draft in Jalen Smith from USC, guys. It is an A+. No doubt about it. But let's move on to day 3. And this is where the Texans started to cool off just a little bit. I'm not too fond of the like day 3, rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7, but let's break it down. Round number 4, they drafted running back Woody Marks out of USC. Now, I like Marks, right? I went back and I watched his tape yet again to reassure what I thought I knew, but I like Marks. He is strong, and he's versatile, and he can catch the ball. But what is worth giving up a 2026 third rounder to move up for him? We'll see, right? There's talent there, but maybe a little bit impatient. They did not let the board come to them in round number 4. And then round number 6, they drafted safety Jalen Reed out of Penn State and quarterback Graham Metz from Florida. Reed is a solid forward to forward depth. Nothing flashy, nothing spectacular. Nice little depth piece. Now, Metz, man, this one is a gamble, right? He was inconsistent in college, and he was injury prone, but he's a body in the quarterback room. I still don't like the pick either. Like either way. Now in the seventh round, they did double dip. They drafted defensive tackle Keontae Hamilton out of Rutgers and tight end Luke Luce out of Iowa. Hampton fills the depth need. Luce, if he rebounds from his injury, he could be a sneaky good get this late, right? But overall, in like day 3, let's call it a C. A few risk, a few head scratchers, but nothing that tanks the draft. So my final take on the Houston Texans draft, obviously, guys, day 2, they nailed it. The draft was about supporting CJ Stroud, and they delivered. Receiver, lineman, and even a pass-catching back. Day 3 was less than exciting for the Houston Texans, but the foundation they laid early makes this an overall success in the draft. So I give them a solid A in this draft. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think? Texans fans, Houston Texans guys do enough in this year's draft to take a step forward in the 2025 playoffs? Did they do enough to finally get past the Ravens, the Bills, and the Chiefs? Or are they are they done being a bridesmaid? Can they finally be the bride this season? Guys, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and remember, guys, that we are live every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/manhour, and of course, facebook.com/manhour NFL Talk. But like I said, guys, it's a live interactive show, so get down in the comments below and let's get into it. What are you guys' comments? What are your thoughts? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. But let's move on. Let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts and their 2025 NFL Draft Haul, because Chris Ballard might have just put together one of the most quietly dangerous classes of the year. You guys heard it right. Chris Ballard finally did something right in Indianapolis. We're grading each and every pick and breaking down what this draft says about the Colts' future, especially with Anthony Richardson heading into year 3. Let's get right into it. Day 1. Round 1, pick number 14, they drafted tight end Tyler Warren out of Penn State. Look, say what you want about taking a tight end this early, but Tyler Warren is that dude. He's a mismatch nightmare. He's big, he's fast, and he already looks like a red zone cheat code. Pair him up with Richardson, defensive coordinator are going to have fits. I love this state. Sorry, guys, I'm terrible with names. I'm working on it. Pass rush that Indy needs off the edge. He's just not a powerful guy. He is disruptive, and he sets the edge in the run game, too. Long term, he is a starter. He will be a 5, 8, 10-year starter in Indianapolis and will make multiple Pro Bowls. I love this kid. Now, round number 3 at pick 80, quarterback Justin Wiley out of Minnesota. Solid depth in the secondary, right? Wiley is not flashy, but he's physical and he is smart. Think Kenny Moore in insurance, right? He may not be a week 1 starter, but he will be on the field come mid-season. Day 2, I got to give them a solid A-, right? So day 1, A+, day 2, A-, giving us into day 3. And this is where Chris Ballard got surgical. This is where Chris Ballard sneakily made the best draft picks of all of the weekend. Round number 4, Thomas is a beast in the run game, and both Indy starting tackles are heading into contract years. This is the future start type of pick. Great value in round 4. Actually, I wish my Kansas City Chiefs would have picked up Jalen Travis. Love what he did at Iowa State. And then round number 2, at pick 151, they stayed in the Big 12 and they drafted running back DJ Giddens out of the Kansas State University. He's the perfect complementary back to Jonathan Taylor. He is strong and reliable, and guess what? He doesn't fumble the ball. You want a guy that can take 5 to 8 carries a game and wear defensive ground? That is DJ. He is going to wear you down. He's going to bowl you over, and he is strong, and he is not injury prone. Now, quarterback at round number 6 at pick 189, Riley Leonard out of Notre Dame. Now, this one kind of had me nodding, right? Leonard's got mobility, he's got toughness, and he's got that gritty mentality you want in a backup. He's a raw passer, sure, but do the Colts have time to develop him behind Anthony Richardson? That's the biggest head scratcher, right? They already got Daniel Jones. Now they got another project in Riley Leonard from Notre Dame. Combsy obviously loves my man, Riley Leonard. Then round number 6, pick 109, they went defensive tackle Tim Smith out of Alabama. This has depth and physicality. He's a little nasty, right? Smith isn't going to rack up the sacks, but he will anchor a rotation and eat up blockers in the middle. He's a perfect defensive tackle, making pick number 7, linebacker Hunter Warler from Wisconsin, right? This is a Ballard pick all day long. High effort, versatile linebacker who can play special teams on day 1. You need guys like this to win in December and January. Now, the quarterback was a little head scratcher, but I still like the depth piece, giving them a day 3 grade of a solid A. So my final thoughts on the Indianapolis Colts picks right off the bat, guys. The Colts didn't make the flashy headline picks this year, but they crushed it in the trenches and added serious depth to help Anthony Richardson succeed on the offense and take pressure off the defense, if Anthony Richardson is the starter. But But they also hit on a pass catching threat, a pass rusher, and a future tackle and a development quarterback. That is a draft win in my book. They get a final grade of an A. But what do you guys think? Colts Nation, for the shoe, what do you guys think? Guys, drop your draft grades in the comments below. Did Chris Ballard crush it yet again, or do you see some head scratcher, guys? Subscribe, hit that like button, and remember that, guys, we are live every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. East Coast time, right here at youtube.com/manhour for more draft breakdowns and NFL talk. It's a live interactive show, guys, so drop your comments down below, and let's chop it up. Now, let's get into those comments and talk about it. But as you guys know, this is pre-recorded, so, hey, it is what it is, but I'm telling they're talking shit with you right now. Let's talk about it, baby. Excuse me. Now, let's talk the Jacksonville Jaguars, because the Jacksonville Jaguars made one of the boldest moves on the entire 2025 NFL draft. But did it pay off? Will it pay off? Let's grade it out and let's talk about it. So round number 1, pick number 2, they drafted Travis Hunter, wide receiver / cornerback out of the Colorado. Put some Buffaloes on their name, right? Put some respect on their name. Guys, the Jaguars swung big right out the gate, moving up to number 2 overall to draft Travis Hunter. And look, the move cost him a 2026 first-round pick, so yeah, it is a gamble. But if you're going to gamble, you better swing on greatness, and Travis Hunter is exactly that, guys. This guy isn't just versatile, he is generational talent. He is a top corner and arguably the best receiver in the draft. That's Deion Sanders type of versatility. Jacksonville now has a chess piece to move around on both sides of the ball, and if he's what they believe he is, the pick rewrites the franchise. This is an A- in day 1 for them. The only thing I do not like is that the fact that they're going to solely play him on both sides of the ball. I still think he needs to focus on one side, get great, and maybe sprinkle in a little bit later. But that's besides the point. They did not have a second-round pick. Moving down to round 3 at picks 88 and 89, they drafted Caleb Ronshaw, cornerback, and Wyatt Millam, offensive guard. Jumping into day 2, right? The Jags didn't pick again until round 3, but they went back-to-back, landing 2 rock-solid prospects. Caleb Ronshaw out of Tulane, physical, aggressive, and a guy who can push for playing time immediately. He brings energy and fits the Jaguars' secondary mentality. They want to be nasty, they want to be gritty, and this is exactly what he is. Then Wyatt Millam, a guard from West Virginia, another Big 12 product, right? This is a mean, nasty lineman with starting potential. You want to protect Trevor Lawrence, you start from bidding on the inside, and Wyatt gives you that toughness. Day 2 grade, another A-. Now, moving on to day 3. Day 3 was all about depth, and the Jacksonville Jaguars covered a lot of ground. Bay stole Tuin, running back out of Virginia Tech. The Jags passed on Travis Etienne's brother, but they went with Tuin, right? A speed threat who could carve a rollout behind Etienne. And then Jack Kaiser, linebacker out of Notre Dame, classic high-effort guy. He will make the 53-man roster and contribute on special teams immediately, and I expect him to be a starter, at least a role player, by end of the season. And then Jalen McLeod, linebacker / edge rusher out of Auburn, right? Love the versatility here. He's a Swiss Army knife on defense. And then Ryan Lane III, safety out of Navy. He's smart, steady, plays with discipline, special teams, and safety depth. Check, check, check. And then Jonah Monheim, offensive lineman from USC. He played everywhere on the line in college. That's a big plug-and-play depth part in the 7th round. And then LaQuint Allen, running back out of Syracuse, another burst back who could surprise camp and challenge for the RB3 role. So day 3 grade, I give them a B. So let's call it like it is. The class hinders on Travis Hunter. As simple as that. If he's a superstar, it becomes one of the draft class in franchise's history. If not, people will look back and question the cost. But I respect the aggression. Really, every position group. That's how you build a playoff caliber team. Overall grade is an A- for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But Jags fans, NFL draft fans, sound off. Did the team do enough to help? Comment down below. So let's get into the comment and discuss your thoughts down below. Spoiler alert, we are recording this beforehand because we are moving into Studio C and we got things to do, right? Got some things to do. But the Tennessee Titans draft, let's get into it. The Tennessee Titans guys own the #1 overall draft pick in the 2025 NFL draft, and they did not blink. This draft might have just laid the foundation for them for the next decade in Nashville. So round #1, pick #1, they go quarterback. The man, the myth, the legend, Cam Ward, that Mr. quits on his team halfway through the bowl game out of Miami. But Cam Ward was my guy from Tennessee from the jump. And look, it's easy to overthink the top overall pick, the #1 overall pick, but the Titans didn't. They looked the quarterback with the arm strength, the mobility, and the big game experience, and the leadership you want under center. This dude can sling it. He's got that alpha energy and the kind of guy you want in your locker room. Tennessee knew it. It was time to move on from the old, and Ward signals the new era in Nashville. Day 1 grade, they get an A, right? They got their quarterback, moving on from Will Levis, and Cam Ward is a franchise type of quarterback. I love some Cam Ward. Now, this is a name that I'm going to butcher. Every time I talk about him, I'm going to butcher it. But Oladejo, I think I'm saying that right. That's his last name. He is an edge rusher from UCLA. This pick flew under the radar. But man, this guy is exactly what the Titans defense needed. He's an explosive edge presence, high football IQ, the motor that never quits. He's the kind of player who gets better each and every week, and the locker room will love him. Too bad Mike Vrabel is not the head coach of the Tennessee Titans anymore, because this is a Mike Vrabel type of player. If you know, you know. But Oladejo, is it Jay or Joe? Either way, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with on that defense in the AFC South for many, many years to come. And then you go with the steal of the draft, the steal of round 3, and they went Kevin Winston Jr. out of Penn State. In the 3rd round, yes, in the 3rd round, he slipped because of injury concerns, but when healthy, this kid flies. He's a rangy, aggressive safety who can come down in the box or deep or drop deep. You give him time to recover and develop, and this could be a gem. Coach him up. He is going to be a strong safety, like a strong, built in your guy safety for many, many years to come. Day 2 grade, it is an A. And then day 3, it's all about value city, baby. Day 3 is where the Tennessee Titans absolutely crushed the draft. This wasn't just filler. This was a targeted value, right? Chimere Deke, wide receiver out of Florida, a size speed guy who could be sneakily a wide receiver by midseason. They need wide receiver guys, and they got it from Florida. Elik Yayomanar, another wide receiver out of Stanford. Once again, guys, I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry. Physical, Gabe Davis type of style possession receiver, and he makes the tough catches. He could be a wide receiver 3, if not receiver 4, by midseason as well. And then Gunnar Helm, tight end out of Texas. This guy battled through injury, but he still got picked. He is gritty and reliable, a future tight end too with upside. And then Jackson Slater, offensive guard out of Sac State. This guy plays like he is in the SEC. Projects as a starter down the line. If you go back and watch Jackson Starter's film, guys, watch it. I love him. He is gritty, and he could have definitely started in the SEC, hands down. Next up was Marcus Harrison, cornerback out of Cal. He's raw, but he's talented. Do not be shocked if he's in the rotation by year 2. And then Kali Mullings, running back out of Michigan, a straight line power back who adds toughness behind Tajay Spears and Tony Pollard. Guys, that's 9 picks, and they address nearly every need. Quarterback, edge, safety, wideout, depth, interior line, and even a bruising running back. Day 3, guys, they get an A+. So my overall thoughts for the Tennessee Titans draft this year, guys, look, you have to hit when you're picking at the top. You're picking at the top for a reason, because your team sucked last season. The Titans did more than that. They nailed every level of this draft. They got a top-tier quarterback, a disruptive edge rusher, an explosive secondary help, and a string of depth players who will contribute early and often. Cam Ward is the face of this draft, but it's how well-rounded the rest of the class is that tells me that the front office knows what they're doing. The final grade for the Tennessee Titans, guys, is an A. But Titans fans, Titans up. NFL draft fans, you just watched your team take a huge step forward, meaning the Tennessee Titans. But how do you feel about Cam Ward? Did they do enough to surround him with the weapons and the support, guys? Remember to subscribe, hit that like button, and remember, we are live every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here on youtube.com/manhour. But guys, this is a live interactive show, so make sure you comment down below. Let's get those comments in and let's discuss your thoughts. Spoiler alert, this is pre-recorded. I keep on referring that because I just want you guys to know that I am in the comments right now. I'm in there talking shit with you. We're just not bringing it up on camera like we normally would, which obviously that extends the show. But as you guys know, every Tuesday we do a thing called Overreaction Tuesday. Overreaction Tuesday. That's the wrong one. All right, guys, so it is time for Overreaction Tuesday. For those who have not seen this segment before, let me break it down for you. Here's the deal. I'm going to throw out a hot take, a bold statement, and an intense reaction to something going on around the NFL world. And then we're going to decide if it's an overreaction or if it's actually spot on. If we think it's an overreaction, we will call it out. We'll say, whoa, slow it down, baby. That's a little too much, Buck. It's about dialing back, seeing things a little bit more perspective. But if you think it's actually legit, if you think I'm right, if we're going to agree and roll with it, we'll say, you know what? That's not an overreaction. That is reality, and here is why, guys. So this is a live interactive show. Comment down below. So we're going to throw out some big takes, and we're going to see if you're jumping the gun or if the hype is real. Let's get ready to dive into it, guys, and see what we're overreacting today. And is it an overreaction, guys, right off the bat? Is it an overreaction if I tell you that if Tank Dell isn't 100% in 2025, that the Texans will miss the 2026 NFL playoffs? Whoa. I know that's a bold statement, but stay with me here, right? Tank Dell is that important to this team, and I'm going to break it down for you today. Before we dive into the conversation, make sure that you guys are commenting down below with your thoughts on Tank Dell's role in Houston's success next season. Let's get the discussion going. Now, let's talk about Tank Dell. Guys, we are familiar with his explosive talent, right? The guy has an undeniable impact on the Texans offense, and his absence in the 2024 NFL season was huge. When they struggled, they just weren't the same without him after he went down. Tank Dell has that dynamic playmaking ability that can flip a game one way or the other. Whether it's stretching the field or making crazy catches in tight spots, his ability to create big plays is something the Texans absolutely need if they're going to make a run in the playoffs in 2026. Let's not forget that. Even with some ups and downs, the Texans were still in the playoff hunt for all of the season, even until Tank Dell went down, right? He suffered that disgusting ACL, MCL, and dislocated kneecap on December 21st, and things definitely didn't look the same for this offense after that. Without Dell, the Texans offense just didn't have the same gear to push forward. And it wasn't just his skill set that the Texans were missing, right? It was the energy he brought to the squad. That they lacked that same spark when he was out. And let's face it, playoff teams have to be firing on all cylinders. And if Tank Dell isn't there, it's a much taller task for Houston. Now, I know a lot of you might be thinking, what's the deal with Tank Dell's injury? How's he looking for 2025? According to head coach DeMeco Ryans, Tank Dell is currently in good spirits and in really good spot as he works his way through rehab. This is good news, and it shows that Tank Dell is putting in the work to get back on the field. But here's the thing: there is no set timeline for his return. Coach Ryans also mentioned that he'll be back when the time is for Tank to be back, and that there's no reason to rush the process. Now that's smart. It's better to take time to get fully healthy than to rushing him back too soon to risk more injury. But we're also can't ignore that fully healthy Tank Dell is a game changer on the offense. So, can the Texans make the playoffs without a fully healthy Tank Dell? Here is where it gets tricky. If Tank Dell doesn't come back at 1%, it is a fatal blow to the Texans' playoffs hopes in 2026. In my opinion, absolutely. I get it. Houston has a solid foundation and a great quarterback in CJ Stroud, but they need all of their weapons. Without Tank Dell's speed and ability to create big plays on defense, he will have the defense as well. Defense will have an easier time to stack the box, and we've already seen what this offense struggles when that happens. Dell stretches the field, opens up opportunities for others, and brings an element of unpredictability to the Texans' attack. But let's be real also, the AFC is still stacked. Teams like the Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are loaded and every team has their eyes set on the playoffs. If Houston wants to stay competitive in that tough conference, they need to be firing on all cylinders. Missing Tank Dell at 100% would be like trying to run a car with no fuel. Good luck with that. So I ask you all, is it an overreaction to say without Tank Dell, the Texans missed the playoffs in 2026? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think that they concede without him at full strength? Or is he the key to their postseason hopes? Let's get into the comment section, guys, and do not forget to hit that like, subscribe, and comment down below, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next live show. We're live every 3 Monday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com, of course, /man-hour. So make sure you guys are tuning in for more NFL talk and analysts. But let's talk about it and about how important Tank Dell is to Texans' future. Got your thoughts down below, and let's discuss it. So what do you guys think? Is it an overreaction or underreaction? Tank Dell must Rams trade for Jalen. Now, before you get all fired up, let's break it down. Yes, Jalen Ramsey is a fantastic player. One of the best cornerbacks in the league, no doubt about it. And yes, a reunion between Ramsey and the Rams have been discussed with head coach Sean McVay, even saying recently they'd be open to adding him back to the roster. But here is where it gets tricky. First, let's talk about the Rams. What would they have to do to get him, right? If the trade goes down, you're looking at a player with a massive contract. And while Ramsey's still performing at a high level, is it really worth in this kind of trade? There's the compensation, the contract, and how would he fit into their overall plan? On paper, might stretch him a little too thin, especially if it puts him into financial trouble. This is a team that needs to be careful with how it manages its resources. Trading a player like Ramsey could very well end up being more of a short-term gain than a long-term solution. And let's not forget, this isn't about glaring need for the LA Rams. They already have a solid group of cornerbacks, including Darius Williams, Weatherspoon, and a few others. Do they really need to trade a guy that's such a hefty price tag when their biggest needs might lie elsewhere? But there's a bigger picture. When you look at the Rams' future, the idea of trading for Jalen Ramsey could backfire. They have already gotten a lot invested in some key veterans, and a trade like this could limit their ability to bring in new talent or sign young players that could keep them competitive. Plus the draft picks. They give up they give up and trade our assets they could really use to continue to building the team after the Super Bowl window has closed. Now, the Dolphins and the Ramses are still working out details of this potential trade, and the Rams haven't shut the door entirely. But the timing here is crucial. The Rams didn't address the quarterback position in the 2025 NFL draft, with the cap space already tight. Moving for Ramsey could come at an expense of adding other important areas on the roster. So the answer is this an overreaction to say that trading for Jalen Ramsey could cause the Rams to miss the playoffs? In my opinion, no. While Ramsey is undoubtedly a talented player, the long-term cost for acquiring significant hinders the Rams' future. Their roster needs balance and depth, and stretching their resources for a player like Ramsey just might be more of a luxury than a necessary one. So what do you guys think? Am I overreacting, or do you guys agree that bringing Ramsey back to LA could push them further away from playoff contention in 2026? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Before we dive into the responses, guys, make sure you hit the like button, comment, and subscribe if you want more NFL breakdowns and in-depth analysis. And remember, we're live every 3 Monday at 9 p.m. East Coast time, so don't miss out and join the conversation. But moving on. Last up here, guys, on Overreaction Tuesday, Jalen Milroe. Guys, is it an overreaction to say that Jalen Milroe is the future quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks and Sam Darnold is just a one-year bridge guy? Oof. Let's dive into those facts. The facts are that Jalen Milroe, drafted by the Seattle Seahawks in the 3rd round, is stepping into an offense that is designed for his strengths. Milroe has an athletic profile that screams potential. I mean, this guy has the physical tools, but the real question was about his passing accuracy. And from what we've seen so far, he's putting in the work to fix that. At the Seattle Seahawks rookie minicamp, Milroe made it clear that he's focusing on rendering his mechanics, specifically, I can't say that word, his lower body, working closely with quarterback trainer Jordan Palmer, who's helped mold some of the league's best like Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes. Milroe himself even mentioned that being an effective passer is still about understanding his body mechanics from the ground up. So, if he can refine his accuracy, we're talking about a guy who can make all the throws and at a level of athleticism that very few quarterbacks have. Now, let's look at his college numbers. Now, obviously, college numbers don't translate into NFL numbers, but we have to look at the facts here. In his final year at Alabama, Milroe completed 64.3% of his passes and just threw for under 2,900 yards with 16 touchdowns, but he also had 11 interceptions. But here's the thing. Those numbers tell a story of potential, especially in an offense where he's been asked to do a lot, including use his legs. But those interceptions and the lack of consistency shows his mechanics, especially in his lower body, needs some work. This is where the Seahawks have a chance to mold him into a much better passer. And while Milroe works on improving his mechanics and accuracy, he's learning from two quarterbacks in Seattle, Sam Darnold and Drew Lock. This brings up Darnold, the veteran bridge guy. He's not the future, and everyone knows it. Darnold's biggest asset at this point is experience and his ability to help mentor a guy like Jalen Milroe. Now, here is where I think Milroe can really take off. The Seahawks have been clear in their vision. This team is ready to win now, but they're also investing into the future. If Milroe can step up his rookie season, if his mechanics improve as much as he's hoping they will, there's no reason why he cannot start sooner rather than later. Sam Darnold might hold the fort down from now, but Jalen Milroe could very well be the future of Seattle's offense. So, no, I do not think this is an overreaction. Jalen Milroe has all the tools, the right mindset, and the good supporting cast in Seattle to become a long-term quarterback. Sure, he's not ready right now, but if he development curve accelerates like we expect, Sam Darnold will simply be a bridge. Milroe has a chance to take over in 2026, and if he does, Seattle might have a bright future at quarterback. But guys, that's just my thoughts, but what are your thoughts? What do you think? Is Jalen Milroe the future Seattle quarterback's room, or is it still too early to call? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and hey, if you're enjoying the show, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash the like button, and don't forget we're live every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Catch us at youtube.com/manhour, of course, facebook.com/manhour, where the conversation never stops. Let's get into the comments and see what you guys think. Guys, spoiler alert, this is a pre-recorded show, and we cannot jump into the comments, but I am in the comments with you guys right now talking shit, right? Talking that shit. But it's time for a little bit of fact and a little bit of crap. All right, guys, as we're winding down the show, we're not quite done yet. It is time for our final segment, fact or crap. But here's the deal. I'm going to throw out some statements, some facts that are floating around the NFL world. And it's up to you, it's up to us to decide if it's a solid fact or if it's just a bunch of crap. We're going to separate the truth from the nonsense, cut through the hype, and see what's really worth believing. If it's legit, we're all about it. But if it's pure garbage, we're calling it out. So grab your popcorn, guys, because we're about to get real, and it's a fact or it's a whole lot of crap. Let's find out. Let's go. All right, guys, so it is time for the fact or crap segment, and we're going to take on the one biggest question floating around the NFL landscape and breaking it down to see if it's actually true or if it's just their own blowing hot take. And today we're tackling a big one. It is Mike Evans a Hall of Famer? So, guys, fact or crap, is Mike Evans a first ballot Hall of Famer? Now, before you start throwing out your opinions at the screen, let's break down the facts and the stats, and I'll let you decide if it's a fact or if it's complete crap. First, let's start with the stats. Mike Evans, to say the least, has been a monster in the NFL. This guy has put up 11 straight seasons of 1,000 yards. That alone is insane. No one else has done it consistently like Mike Evans has. Think about that. Every year since 2014, he has hit the 1,000-yard mark. And remember, we are talking about a time when in the NFL has seen some of the biggest wide receivers of all time. Yet Mike Evans has remained one of the most reliable in the game. We cannot ignore that. Next up is he has 105 career touchdowns. That is no small feat. He is sitting comfortably in a top 50 all-time receiving touchdowns, and when you consider the amount of talent at receiver position over the decades, that is pretty impressive place to be. Now, there's Pro Bowls, 6-time Pro Bowler. Mike Evans has consistently been recognized as one of the best at his position, which tells you the level of respect he commands from his fans, coaching, and players alike. You do not get 6 Pro Bowls without being a major contributor on the field year in and year out. And let's not forget his Super Bowl championship. Yeah, the guy helped Tampa Bay Buccaneers win it all in 2020. He just didn't sit on the sidelines. Mike Evans was a key part to the offense, bringing in crucial touchdown in the Super Bowl versus my Kansas City Chiefs. That victory solidified his place as a true winner in the league. Now, let's look at what this means in context for the Hall of Fame. The Pro Football Hall of Fame, guys, has a pretty stringent criteria for wide receivers, but Mike Evans checks off all those boxes. He has all the stats, the accolades, and the big game moments. 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons is something that only a handful of wide receivers can say. That kind of sustained excellence is Hall of Fame worthy by itself. Then, of course, is a fact that we're talking about the guy who's done it all in the post-Tom Brady era. He's been a reliable weapon for every quarterback he has had. He has continued to put up big numbers despite the shifting dynamics in the league. Could he be a first ballot Hall of Famer? Maybe not. But when you look at his body of work and consider the longevity, he's definitely making a strong case. And remember, guys who rack up this kind of Mike Evans, a Hall of Famer, fact or crap? Well, based on his 11 straight 1,000-yard season, 105 touchdowns, 6 Pro Bowls, and a Super Bowl championship, I'm going with fact. Guys, Mike Evans has proven over and over again he belongs in the conversation, and when it's all said and done, he will be in Canton. Hell, he could arguably go down as the best receiver of all time. Let's not get it twisted. But what do you guys think? Is Mike Evans a Hall of Famer in your eyes, or does he still have work to do? Drop your comments below and let's discuss it. If you guys are enjoying the show, be sure to hit that like button. Share this with a couple friends because sharing is caring at the end of the day. And do not forget to hit the subscribe button as well. We're live every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Catch us on YouTube and, of course, Facebook. And let's get into the comments and hear your thoughts. Ooh, that's a tough one. But let's move it on. We got something interesting factor crap on the segment today. And this one's bound to stir up a little bit of debate, right? A little bit of debate. I like stirring the debate. Thanks for stirring the pot. But the question is Andy Reid a better coach than Mike Tomlin? So, guys, factor crap. Is Andy Reid better coach than Mike Tomlin? Now, we all know both of these guys are elite coaches. But the question here is whether one has the edge over the other one. Let's break it down and figure out if this is just fact or just a bunch of crap. Now, let's start with Andy Reid. Over the course of his career, guys, Andy Reid has consistently been one of the top offensive minds in the NFL. He has led the Kansas City Chiefs to multiple playoff appearances, including Super Bowl victories. Hell, they won 2 in a row, nearly won 3 in a row. The guy has been the backbone of one of the most consistent high-powered offenses in the league, and let's not forget that he turned Patrick Mahomes into the superstar that we know today. Without Andy Reid's offense genius, who knows if Patrick Mahomes would have been able to unlock the full potential we're seeing right now. But here's the thing. Andy Reid didn't just get lucky with Patrick Mahomes. He was already established as one of the top coaches in Philadelphia, and he led them to 5 NFC championship games and 1 Super Bowl appearance. The man's been to the playoffs consistently, and his ability to adapt and evolve with the game especially with the rise of the passing game, sets him apart from every other coach. Over his career, he has accumulated well over 230 wins, and that's just not from riding one quarterback's coattails. Now, let's talk about Mike Tomlin, the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. He has been with the franchise for a very, very long time. And what's impressive about Mike Tomlin is he's been able to maintain success despite consistently dealing with roster turnover and a lot of instability at the quarterback position over the last few years. Yes, Big Ben was great, but Tomlin's ability to win games with an aging quarterbacks and variety of players speaks volumes about his coaching ability. And oh, by the way, he's never had a losing season. That's right. He's been coaching the Steelers for over 15 years and never had a single losing season. He has managed to keep his team competitive, and let's talk about the defense too. Tomlin's background in defensive coaching has helped the Steelers maintain one of the best defense units in the league for much of his tenure. Tomlin also has won a Super Bowl back in 2009, and he's had the Steelers in the postseason regularly, making him one of the most consistent coaches of his generation. But I think one of the most impressive things about Mike Tomlin is his leadership. He knows he's known for being a player's coach, and he's gotten the respect of the locker room no matter who is in it. So, we've got two of the most successful head coaches in the modern NFL, but they are equally successful. Here is the thing. Andy Reid has proven to be a better offensive strategist, and he's won a Super Bowl in the last few years with a quarterback who's arguably one of the most talented to ever play the game. His ability to adjust his scheme to get the most out of his players and build an offense that works in the modern NFL puts him ahead in that department. On the other hand, Mike Tomlin has been able to maintain a consistent level of success with a lot of roster turnover, and he's never had a losing season, which is a remarkable feat. His leadership and his ability to keep his team competitive year after year, even when the odds aren't in his favor, is impressive. The Steelers haven't always had the same firepower as the Chiefs, but Tomlin's coaching has kept them relevant. So, factor crap. Is Andy Reid a better coach than Mike Tomlin? Guys, truthfully, this is a tough one. But I am going with fact. Andy Reid has the edge when it comes to offensive strategy, the adaptability, and the recent success. However, Mike Tomlin's consistency, leadership, and ability to coach through tough circumstances can't be ignored. It's a close call, but Andy Reid's sustained success with the top-tier offense and his recent Super Bowl wins give him the slight edge for me. But what do you guys think? Is Andy Reid a better coach than Mike Tomlin, or does Mike Tomlin's consistency and leadership make him the superior coach? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get into a heated debate going on. If you're enjoying the show, guys, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe button. Of course, share this with a couple friends. We're live every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Let's hear your comments, and let's hear your opinions. But let's get into the final factor crap of the game. This is one of those debates that people can get fired up about. The question is, guys, factor crap. The Simpsons is better than Family Guy. We're diving into this one, and I'm telling you right now, it's going to get spicy. So let's break it down and figure out if it's a bunch of fact or if it's a bunch of crap. Let's start off at the top. Let's start with The Simpsons, a show that needs no introduction. It's been around for over 3 decades. It's been the longest running animated series in American TV history, but what makes it stand out and why do so many people still swear by it? The Simpsons, created by Matt, has only defined the genre of animated sitcoms and has also shaped pop culture in ways that Family Guy hasn't ever come close to matching. Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie, those characters are iconic, and their personalities have become ingrained in the fabric of our culture's consciousness. The show is praised for its clever satire, deep social commentary, and emotional storytelling. It's a show that, at its peak, could tackle complex issues like politics, family dynamics, and the American dream, all while making you laugh. Plus, there's an emotional depth. Remember those episodes when Homer tries to make up for his mistakes with Lisa? The heartfelt moments, the heartfelt moments like that are what really sets The Simpsons apart. Now, on the other hand, we got Family Guy, the creator by Seth MacFarlane. It's harsh, it's bold, and it's unapologetic. From the get-go, Family Guy took a different route, relying heavily on random cutaway gags, inferior irrelevant humor and pop culture references. It's more of a shock value comedy, and let's face it, that's exactly why people love it. Peter Griffin's antics, Stewie's diabolical schemes, and Brian's dry humor have made the show a massive hit. Family Guy is known for pushing the boundaries, often going to places that The Simpsons might shy away from. It's got a more modern edge, sensibility, and some viewers prefer that because it feels like we're getting that like it's always keeping up with the times. But here's the issue: while Family Guy hits in the absurd humor and the occasional brilliant episodes, it's also become emphasis for its hit or miss quality. Sometimes is The Simpsons better show? Is The Simpsons better show, or does Family Guy take the crown? Drop your comments down below, guys, and let's get into a debate going. We're going to enjoy the show. Don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button as well. But guys, as we start to wrap things up here, let's take a moment and reflect on what we've covered. It's been a wild ride, but before we close out, guys, I want to leave you with my final thoughts of the day. I want to take a moment and speak from the heart. It doesn't matter if if you're black, if you're white, or if you're any color. It doesn't matter where you come from. Let me restart. My bad. I don't even like that song. Let's find some good. Let's find some good music. Some nice chill music. That's not it. We'll go with Warzone. All right. Restart. Take 2. Live, raw, uncut, guys. Before we wrap up tonight, I want to take a moment to speak from the heart. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, or any color in between. It doesn't matter where you come from or where you're going, guys. Life is hard. We all face our own struggles. We all have our battles, some visible, some hidden deep within. But at the end of the day, guys, we're all trying to navigate through this journey together, this thing we call life. We all need love, kindness, and compassion. It doesn't cost anything to be kind to one another, to listen, and to try to understand. In a world that can often feel divided, it's important to remember that the most powerful thing that we can do is love one another. No matter what, love what binds us. It's what makes us human. It's what allows us to find common ground even in our differences. So let's be the change. Let's show some love, and not just to those we know, but everyone. Let's support one another, lift each other up, and remind each other that we live in this together. Because guys, truthfully, life is hard. And sometimes it's not about the color of our skin or where we are from. It's about the humanity that we share. Love is always the answer. We can't make this world better if we commit to, we can make this world a better place if we commit to loving, supporting, and caring for one another. Guys, thank you guys for being here with me tonight. Let's keep the love going one step at a time, and everybody love everybody. ELE at the end of the day. Until then, guys, see you tomorrow. We out.
Hey, now it's time to take off. Gotta keep it live and raw. Better stay tuned in. Man, our NFL talk. I know that you're ready for more. They on the field, ready for war. Who's in the lead? I'm checking the score. We about to do it like never before. NFL live, uncut, raw. This is Man Hour NFL Talk. Let's go.